So House Bill 1240 bans the sale and manufacture and importing of guns defined by lawmakers as assault weapons. House Bill 1143 requires a 10-day waiting period and gun safety training for anyone buying a firearm. Both passed off the Senate floor this weekend, but legal challenges are likely. Governor Jay Inslee has signaled he will sign gun reform legislation that's heading to his desk. He pushed for the measures before the session even started.
We will be introducing bills to ban assault weapons, to create an appropriate level of liability for gun manufacturers, and importantly, in the bill that I will talk about in some depth right now, is a permit to purchase bill that will treat guns with the severity that they deserve.
And now that House Bill 1143 and 1240 will most likely be signed into law, advocates in favor are elated.
It was surreal. It's hard to believe that it finally happened. And it's just an overwhelming feeling of joy.
Emily Cantrell survived the Las Vegas mass shooting, the deadliest in U.S. history.
Hopefully it means that other people won't have their own stories to tell. This bill will save lives.
The notion that you can solve all these problems or prevent all these crimes by infringing or impairing the rights of law-abiding citizens is nonsense.
Dave Workman works at the Second Amendment Foundation, a nonprofit that supports gun rights.
I can absolutely guarantee that this is going to be challenged by one or more federal lawsuits because it violates the Second Amendment.
Similar state laws to Washington's gun control legislation have faced litigation. In Oregon, for example, Measure 114, approved by voters, is currently held up in court there. That one bans high-capacity magazine sales and requires a permit for purchase. Workman believes it's foreshadowing things to come here in Washington.
If it goes to a federal lawsuit, first it'll be in the district court here in Washington, then it'll go to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals down in San Francisco, and ultimately it'll probably wind up for the U.S. Supreme Court.
Some advocates against these gun reforms want the Supreme Court to get involved because of the 6-3 conservative majority, which has been willing to expand gun rights. Last year, ruling for the first time, Americans have a right to carry a handgun in public for self-defense. As for the two bills in Olympia, the first, banning guns defined as assault weapons, it needs to go back to the House before heading to the governor's desk. And the second one, involving the waiting period and training, is already heading there. Sebastian.